What if the real long-term question around XRP is not about short-term price action or community debates, but about whether its architecture is structurally optimized for global value transfer? When we analyze XRP purely from a systems perspective, the discussion becomes far more interesting. The XRP ledger was designed with a very specific objective in mind: fast, low-cost, scalable settlement of value. That core design decision influences everything else, from its validator structure to its economic model and long-term positioning in the digital asset ecosystem. Hey guys, welcome back to Whiteboard Crypto Update. In today's video, we will talk about XRP. So be sure to stay focused, as you surely don't want to miss out on this. If you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications by hitting the bell so you never miss any of our uploads. This video is for educational purposes only. It is not financial advice. Always do your own research before making any investment decisions. One of the most common comparisons made in crypto discussions is validator count. Some argue that a higher number of nodes automatically means greater decentralization and therefore greater strength. At a surface level, that assumption sounds reasonable. However, decentralization is not simply about maximizing numbers. It is about distribution of control and resistance to single-point failure. A blockchain does not need infinite validators to be secure. It needs sufficient independent validators such that no single entity or coordinated group can dominate consensus. The XRP ledger operates with hundreds of validators distributed globally. These validators participate in a consensus protocol that confirms transactions through agreement rather than mining competition. There is no proof of work, no hash race, and no block reward structure paying validators newly issued tokens. This leads to a critical structural difference. In mining-based systems, security is directly tied to economic incentives. Validators are compensated through block rewards and transaction fees. That compensation attracts participation, but it also creates continuous cost. Billions of dollars may be spent annually securing such networks through energy consumption and hardware infrastructure. XRP's model removes mining from the equation. Validators are not rewarded with newly minted coins. That reduces inflationary pressure and removes dependence on massive ongoing energy expenditure. From a capital efficiency standpoint, that is significant. If a network can maintain operational security without high recurring security budgets, that represents a fundamentally different sustainability profile. Security itself should be measured by outcomes, not by expense. The XRP ledger has operated for years without systemic protocol-level compromise. Reliability over time becomes an empirical data point. A secure system is one that resists manipulation, maintains uptime, and processes transactions consistently. If those outcomes are achieved, the question becomes whether additional complexity would meaningfully improve security or simply increase operational overhead. More validators can increase decentralization up to a point, but beyond that threshold, coordination complexity grows. Communication overhead increases and performance can slow. Blockchain design always involves trade-offs between decentralization, scalability, and efficiency. Transaction performance is another core variable. The XRP ledger settles transactions within seconds. Fees remain extremely low and predictable. In financial infrastructure, settlement speed reduces counterparty risk. Low fees reduce friction. Predictability enables institutional planning. If a network is intended to support cross-border payments, liquidity bridging, or tokenized asset transfers, these characteristics become critical. Financial systems prioritize reliability, throughput, cost stability, and deterministic finality. XRP's architecture directly aligns with those needs. Another structural feature of the XRP ledger is its built-in functionality. It includes a native decentralized exchange, integrated token issuance, and pathfinding capabilities for multi-asset transfers. These features are embedded at the protocol level rather than layered externally. That integration reduces development friction and creates flexibility for financial applications. Instead of building complex external systems, developers can utilize native ledger capabilities. Energy efficiency also plays a role in long-term positioning. Because XRP does not rely on mining, its energy consumption is significantly lower than proof-of-work networks. From an institutional adoption perspective, lower energy dependency reduces regulatory scrutiny and operational costs. In a global financial environment increasingly focused on sustainability metrics, this characteristic may influence adoption decisions. Capital efficiency is perhaps one of the most analytically compelling aspects of XRP's design. Traditional cross-border payment systems often require pre-funded accounts in multiple jurisdictions, locking up capital. Blockchain-based liquidity models aim to reduce that inefficiency. If XRP functions as a bridge asset between currencies, it can potentially reduce capital lockup time and improve liquidity flow. In financial systems, reducing idle capital has measurable economic value. That shifts XRP's demand profile from purely speculative to functionally driven, assuming adoption scales. Risk profiles also differ between blockchain models. Proof-of-work networks face potential mining pool concentration, hardware centralization, and energy cost volatility. The XRP consensus model faces governance coordination and validator distribution considerations. Each system has trade-offs. Analytical evaluation requires understanding those trade-offs rather than defaulting to simple metrics like node count. Long-term value in digital asset networks is likely to be influenced by integration depth. Networks embedded into payment rails, remittance corridors, institutional settlement layers, or tokenization platforms build structural demand. Adoption tied to functionality tends to be more stable than demand driven solely by narrative cycles. XRP's design focus on liquidity movement and settlement efficiency positions it within the financial infrastructure category rather than purely as a scarcity-driven store of value. Scalability remains central to this analysis. A network that becomes congested or prohibitively expensive under high usage loses practical viability. XRP's architecture emphasizes high throughput and low latency. If transaction volume increases, maintaining performance becomes essential. Scalability without sacrificing security is a key determinant of long-term survival in blockchain ecosystems. Ultimately, the analytical evaluation of XRP should revolve around architectural coherence. Its consensus model prioritizes agreement over competition. Its cost structure emphasizes efficiency. Its transaction speed emphasizes usability. Its integrated features emphasize financial flexibility. The critical question for long-term positioning is whether global financial systems will increasingly prioritize efficient settlement infrastructure. If liquidity optimization, cross-border speed, and cost reduction become dominant drivers in digital asset adoption, XRP's structural design aligns directly with those priorities. Well, guys, that's all we have for you today. What are your thoughts on XRP? Get involved and let us know in the comments down below. If you guys like this video, then be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Thank you for watching.